up, everybody? The Setup Man coming at you today from Talladega, driving a cup car in test session mode. I'll try to lay down a decent lap here and talk to you about how, while I'm doing it, I'll probably talk to you about how I get around Talladega. Couple things to share early on. If you are qualifying at Talladega, use the high side like I am. Use it for your warm-up lap, not necessarily your time lap. You'll get up to speed a whole lot quicker by running that high line on your warm-up lap. Other things I would tell you, if you are in a race and you are on the high line, a lot of people have a really hard time holding their line up high. It's really actually very easy at Talladega. Okay? At Talladega, you got these white dotted lines here, just like you got when you're driving down the interstate. Just hold the car in between those white dotted lines like you would driving down the interstate. Use that bottom dotted line there that I'm running in. Use that like that is the apron, or just treat it like it's the yellow line and you were running the bottom. Now that's a tip for racing, okay? If you are just trying to get a fast lap around here, you know, like qualifying no drag, you're going to want to run the yellow line. You're going to want to get all the way up to speed as quick as you can to do that. What else? With this setup, I have ran a 48.5 with it. What else to tell you? Ran a 48.5 with it. I hit about 201 on the back stretch. I really feel like if you're just trying to hit a fast speed, you could probably change the gearing around a little bit. I'm running a 280 rear end gear, probably run a 286, and I feel like you can get a little bit more speed out of it for just like qualifying or to hit a specific speed. But with the 280, it seems like it works really well in the race and in the draft. So I really don't do a lot of qualifying setups. I usually just kind of say this is what I race with and use that as qualifying as well. When you are qualifying or trying to do something here, set a fast lap or hit a certain speed, you absolutely cannot hit the apron. Hit the apron will cost you 2 or 3 miles an hour, and even if you just barely tap it, it'll cost you 2 or 3 miles an hour, and then it takes forever to get that speed back when you're in a restrictor plate car, because it takes so long to get up to speed. Other thing, I hit the apron, is when you are going through the turns, you've got to move the wheel as little as possible, okay? When you're going through these turns, you just want to make micro movements on the wheel, and you want to try to hold that wheel as absolutely steady as you possibly can. Because just that little bit of micro movements or adjustments or wiggles in the wheel seems like it costs you a little bit of speed. So you want to be as smooth and steady with that wheel going through the turn as you possibly can. I think if I can avoid hitting the apron this time, I think I might be able to get into that 201 that I said I could hit. I might be able to get in that 48.5 range. 48.6 last time with hitting the apron. Flipping the apron. See if the stopwatch is going to be tight.
Keep hitting your mark.
48.5. So, like I said, I think you could probably get a little bit more speed out of it in qualifying by going to a different gear. But let's go to the setup. I've kind of talked about how you get around the track, so let's just go look at the setup. But I wanted to show what speed it would hit and what kind of time I could run. Done that. I've talked about how to get around the track. So let's go to the garage. I have learned a lot about restrictor plate tracks, restrictor plate racing, how to set a car up, just since I did my first setups on these, so I want to share some of that. The bumps and rebounds at restrictor plate tracks, they are almost always at 4 or 3. Okay, that's what I almost always run them at, so nothing strange there. The big thing here is the front ride height. max that thing out at these restrictor plate tracks. That helps you gain straightaway speed by having a higher front ride height. So that's a big deal at restrictor plate tracks. What else? The springs, you go a little bit softer on the springs up front, but you go real soft on the back. I don't think I run 400-pound springs anywhere else, not even road courses or not even places like Martinsville. I know I kind of go soft on the springs. I don't think I run anywhere close to 400-pound springs anywhere else, so really soft on the rear springs. Max out the tire pressures, pump those things up like a balloon. The higher tire pressures can make it harder to handle, but handling is really not an issue at restrictor plate tracks, and that higher tire pressure again helps you get more speed out of it. So max out the tire pressures. Well, we're talking about maxing things out. Max out those track bars. Max out the track bars too. That helps loosen the car up, helps you get more speed out of it. That's probably as much tape as I run anywhere, but that tape I think also helps you gain some straightaway speed. I feel like I could have gone more aggressive on the camber, and maybe you can get a little more better turning and a little better time if you get more aggressive on the camber. Tire wear is not really much of an issue at restrictor plate tracks, but I hate to go up and run like an 8 camber on this because I think it would wear the front tires, and I'd hate to be in a position where I needed to take 2 tires and couldn't because I had the camber so aggressive. And it seems like a lot of restrictor plate tracks, with tire wear not being that big of an issue, you'll wind up taking 2 tires at restrictor plate tracks, probably more than at any other track or type of track. So I didn't want to be aggressive on the camber and then wind up not having the option of a 2-tire stop because I'd worn the left front too much. What else? Let's go to the gearing.
So should you buy it on
the gearing? I like this 280 gear. Some people like to run it in 3rd gear for the most part, and then they can use that 4th gear when they get a big run on somebody in a draft or something. I usually run it though in 4th gear just about all the time. It seems like with this gearing, one of the things it does is the engine's not turning a ton of RPM, so you're nowhere close to your red line. So when you get in a draft and get a run on somebody, it's almost like you don't run out of engine horsepower or run out of speed, because you're not like hitting that red line or coming anywhere close to it. So when you get a run with this gearing on somebody, it seems like it is a tremendous run. You get great runs with this because you don't have to worry about the engine kind of hitting that 9,000 or 8,500 RPM mark where it's hard for it to get more RPMs. You're usually running barely 8,000 at best, and so it can really get tremendous runs with this gearing. It seems like it's one of the things I love about this setup. So that's about all I got at Talladega. I hope you guys like it. Try it out. I think you'll be pretty happy with it. You can probably find better setups as far as just getting a fast lap or hitting a specific speed. Like I said, you can probably change the gearing and get that a little bit, but I think this works extremely well in the draft. I think you'll be happy with it from that perspective. So with all that being said, I will shut up, tell you guys, hope it works well for you. Hope you run a lot of fast laps, win a lot of races with it, and thank you guys for the support. And I'll end it like I always do by telling you guys have a great day, and once again, appreciate all